Well, first thing, we're trying something new. I'm controlling my own microphone, thank you, Barry. So I need to remember to unmute myself before I start. So very good evening to everybody. Welcome to this Music Revival online stream. This is our lockdown program. We continue. We're in the 2nd of February now. This is our live stream number 194. Yes, 194. Lucy's telling me, yes, Lucy is confirming. It's live stream 194. Thank you for the reminder, Lucy. Yes, you've come into the air conditioning. Today has been an absolute, it still is an absolute sweltering day. I have seen several people posting on Facebook today, locally in this part of the world, that the temperature in their cars readings have been in the 41, 42s and 43 degrees. And Lucy, yes, you know about it because your little coat goes with you wherever you want. You want to take your warm furry coat off. It's not pleasant. I know you've been trying to hide in the cupboards, but if you come and you sit here in the air conditioning, because the air conditioning is definitely staying on today, you'll feel cool, I promise. There we go. You come and sit here and enjoy some music. So I hope you're going to be able to join me for the next hour. I have a selection of music which I think is going to be a bit calming and a bit cooling, a bit simple, very clean textures, some beautiful music. I always think clean textures and I think of the music of J.S. Bach, as well as some more lively atmospheres from South America and North America, from Scott Joplin and our favorite, or my favorite tango composer, Ernesto Nazareth. And then each of these sections I'm playing tonight, I'm going to include one of my own pieces as well, something a little bit calm, something gentle, and I hope you're going to enjoy this contrasted selection of music in our World Café program. Most importantly, I did send out something to our mailing list today, and I was going to start this week, but I thought, well, I need to give everyone a proper week's warning. As from next week, the 9th of February, that's next Wednesday, we will be starting these sessions 1 hour later. That means for this part of the world, Central African time, we'll be starting at 7 o'clock on Wednesdays and Saturdays. It seems the survey I sent out, I asked everyone who was on my mailing list what their opinion was, and so many people, more than half, almost 2/3, said that actually the 7 o'clock, especially during the summer months, would be better time to be able to sit and enjoy the music and really have chance to really focus and concentrate and not be busy with things outside, especially in this incredible summer heat, a real KZN summer's day. So this evening I am going to bring you a selection. I'm going to be starting off with our favorite, Scott Joplin, the African-American composer, and a very relaxed but very lively piece. Lovely but relaxed, not lively, lovely and relaxed piece of his called the Pineapple Rag, something of a tropical heated atmosphere there. And then going on to two movements from the Partita number 1 by J.S. Bach. I mentioned J.S. Bach's music always for me has a very clean, sort of pure, wholesome character, and these pieces have beautiful rhythmic lines. It's quite ornamented, there's a lot of detail, but the prelude, the very well-known prelude, and then the beautiful sarabande, a beautiful slow dance from the middle of the first partita. Amazing contrast back into the music of South America with Ernesto Nazareth and his Fonfon, piece of music, early 20th century, that depicts and imitates the sounds of car hooters. You'll hear that in a very lively and accented South American rhythm throughout the piece. It's a very, very exciting little piece. And then I end off this section of 4 pieces with one of my own compositions, the first of the 4 nocturnes, which are featured on my album Midnight Blue. These nocturnes were inspired by a trip to Barcelona, and certainly it was a very cold, some very cool and crisp cold evenings, nighttime atmospheres, and something about the beautiful romance of that city. There's something very romantic like Paris. Barcelona has a unique atmosphere, and there's something very beautiful, very sincere, and I think a very lovely atmosphere, a very cool and calm atmosphere that comes through in this music. So this is the first of my own 4 nocturnes, but before that, music of Scott Joplin, Bach, and Ernesto Nazareth. That was one of my own compositions there, the first of 4 nocturnes available on my album Midnight Blue. That particular album, my own pieces there with the saxophone playing of David Seyeras, and of course those are all available on Spotify and Apple, iTunes, etc. Starting off that selection of 4 pieces, I started with Scott Joplin and his Pineapple Rag, Bach Partita. Something a little bit went wrong in the prelude there, sorry about that, got a bit lost in amongst all those notes. And the Sarabande, Fon from Ernesto Nazareth was third, and then ending off the section with the Nocturne, one of my own pieces. I was just imagining sitting there pool. You might even be enjoying this music outdoors, sitting, hoping that it's going to cool down because it's very, very warm still. Even little Wendy Pop and Frida and Lucy are looking at me most expectantly, like, when is it going to cool? So our next selection of music, I'm going to carry on with some very clean sounds, a very open from Mozart's Sonata in D major. For Goldberg variation aria. This, again, J.S. Bach wrote these variations for the Count Goldberg, who, one of the few commissioned works, in fact, one of the few times that Bach was actually paid a substantial amount of money to compose a piece of music, and it was intended to lull, or for the Count to play, to lull someone to sleep who was suffering from insomnia. It's an incredibly complicated work. There's so many details and so many clues and hidden secrets behind the music and the way that it's composed. It's this one of the great pieces of the keyboard literature. But even the aria those three pieces there that I've just completed, I was finishing off with one of my own compositions there, Morning Song, a piece of music. Those three pieces all combined by the same key. So if you felt like they were sort of slipping one into another, well, there was a reason for that. They were all built around G major. Before that, I started that selection of three with Mozart, the Andante from the Sonata in D major, K311, I think. And then the Goldberg variations, the aria, the first initial phrase or theme from the variations from J.S. Bach, and ending off with Morning Song. I'm going to end off this evening's program on the rather sweltering evening. I'm sure those of you just joining us who are on this part of the world know how hot, incredibly humid. It's probably still way up in the 38, 35 degrees, even though it's past 6 o'clock. And just a reminder once again, if you are joining us now, from next week, from next Wednesday, the 9th of February, we will be starting our streams with three pieces of music, which I think again will fit together quite well. No evening of music like this on a hot, humid evening will go without a piece of music by Frédéric Chopin, and of course one of his nocturnes is going to fit right in, and this is the nocturne in F sharp. Again, I'm always fascinated by the different moods and the different aspects and the atmospheres of night, nocturnal music that Chopin conjures up. And in this piece of music, very rich key of F sharp major, and it has these beautifully jeweled, this very laden, very fruity sound to it. There's a very slow left hand pattern, but these melodies unwind and are ornamented with so many great jewels, like a big lychee or mango tree just dripping with fruit, like something really weighty and fruity about this music. And then after that, I'm going to play one of my own pieces, and also a nocturne in F sharp, a piece I've only played once for you before. It's rather intense little piece of music, and pop sounds more like a popular song, I think. It might be even just waiting words to be completed. And then I'm going to end off this evening session with another piece of the outdoors mood, and I've mentioned this before, by the composer, the Dutch composer Jan Tiersen, on his album Usha, where he lives off the island of Brittany, off the coast of France. He plays in his videos, which you can see on YouTube, in his little piano, little upright piano, but he plays in these various fields and in these scenes which he describes the atmospheres and the scenes of this beautiful piece called Pern from Usha, and it's Jan Tiersen to finish off this evening's program. But before that, a Chopin nocturne and one of my own pieces again. What's wrong? My microphone. This is quite complicated. Bringing it into this evening's session of some clean, fresh, calm and clean open sounds. That was Jan Tiersen and Usha Pad, at least from Usha, the suite of beautiful album that you can listen to on various platforms. Contemporary Dutch composer Jan Tiersen. And before that, I started that section with the little Chopin Nocturne in F sharp major, and followed that with one of my own nocturnes, a piece that I've been developing for a couple of years. I'm not sure if it's quite found its final form yet, but that seems to be a progression. It seems to have been working forward in some ways. And let's see, little Lucy, what was your opinion of that nocturne? What did you think about it? What would you have to say? Oh, you just want to lick. You don't have any words. What words do you have? Nothing. Nothing. Just a big fuzzy furry paw and a sweet lick. Yes, Luce, because it's so hot, you're not quite sure what to do with yourself. We might even go and jump in the swimming pool now, and Lucy might come with us. Yes, it's that warm that it deserves a little evening dip with Lucy, and maybe with Wendy Pop and Frida too. So thank you for joining me this evening. This is another in our live stream series, as I say, Lockdown Music Revival online program. Thank you to all of those who did support me in my concerts, live concerts last week at the Tatham Art Gallery and at the Ambers in Howick. Very small audiences, but it was lovely to see a few people there. As I say, we're still caught between this part live stream now and part live concerts. So do keep track of my website. I posted a new program of concerts for February. A reminder that from next week, Wednesday, we'll be starting at 7 p.m. and not at 6 p.m. Thank you, Barry, for the technical support. You see I'm even running my own microphone this evening, so it frees Barry up to do the titles and the camera work alone. Hopefully it's going to work out, and hopefully I'll remember to keep doing it. And thank you to everyone who has been supporting me. If you aren't supporting me and you are watching regularly, please do consider making a contribution. I am entirely dependent on your voluntary contributions to help me make a living and to keep funding these, to keep working and bringing this music to you. So it's entirely your responsibility. I can't go out and coerce people to do it, but if you are watching and you are enjoying it, particularly if you are enjoying it and you are able to, I'm particularly grateful for any contribution that comes through. So please do visit my website, to visit the donate page for various links of subscriptions and banking details, whatever you are able to do. Look forward to seeing you on Saturday. I have an exciting program, music by Mozart and Beethoven. I look forward to seeing you then. Look after yourselves, stay well, and keep well. You have to do the total.